story for the Daleks' master plan is, 6 months have passed since the events of Mission to the Unknown. Space Security Service member Brett is on Kimball trying to get back to Earth to warn them of the Daleks' plan to invade Earth and the universe. The Doctor, Steven, and new companion Katerina arrive to help Brett. But will they stop the Daleks' plan in time, or will the universe be devastated by the ultimate Daleks' weapon, the Time Destructor? A surprisingly 12-part serial, this tells a very thrilling story full of constant twists, turns, close calls, shocks, and consequences. They pretty much went all out with this serial. Everything was big and vast and almost movie-like. The sets looked amazing, and I particularly liked the set for the Galactic Council. That was just a rounded room with two semicircular tables facing one another, and with these very overly large chairs that were like a few feet taller than the people who sat in them that was behind them. And a ramp at the entrance, and it kind of gave this mix of peace with tyrannicalness. That was kind of like a clash of a melting pot between the Daleks and the delegates. The costumes were designed well and fit the characters that wore them. With all the different species and tribes and time periods in this serial, they created a lot and put great effort to be original, and had the right time period and fit the right character. The first 4 episodes had a new companion, Katerina. She seemed to be having a good start and character, for she is not able to really understand the technology and thinks this is all magic, and that she is being taken to the afterlife. Through the TARDIS, and the Doctor and she thinks the Doctor is a god and the TARDIS is a temple. And she didn't really question the Doctor on matters and just obeyed. To me, this is all a great start for character development and arc. And spoiler alert, but unfortunately at the beginning of episode 4 she dies. She dies because the writers saw that she would become difficult to write for and therefore had her killed. In the scene where she dies, she is trapped in an airlock with a savage holding her hostage. And so that the others won't give in to his demands, she presses the button to open the airlock door and they both get sucked into space. The Doctor hopes she reaches the place of perfection she was hoping to go to, and as do we. It would have been nice to have seen more of her and see what kind of a companion she would have become if she lived, but alas, that is not in our hands. Brett, whom becomes a friend, dies as well, but another companion is gained, whom starts out as an enemy, Sarah. She's a security service member whom is ordered to hunt Steven and the Doctor, and kills Brett because the new companion, and becomes the new companion, and once she realizes she is on the wrong side. Once she realizes she's on the wrong side, she becomes a companion. And she is a strong companion and is equal to Steven in the same ways as him. The serial is already fun to watch, and you find yourself focused so hard you wonder what will happen next. Then out of nowhere an extraordinary thing happens. The monk returns, the meddling monk. For those whom saw my review for the Time Meddler, remember that I love that serial, and that scenes between the Doctor and the monk are just such a joy. So when he appeared, I was so overjoyed. This subplot involves the monk chasing the Doctor to get revenge for what he did to him. And it was great fun and ended with the Doctor disabling the monk's navigational circuit on his TARDIS so that he will not have control on where to materialize, much like the Doctor. And made me wish the monk will appear in the future, but he won't. I can only hope that he will reappear in the current revival on TV now. Kevin Stoneley, who plays Mavic Chen, does a beautiful performance. He gives the delegate a booming, overly confident voice with restraint in his movements and respect as an educated political delegate. He is a great villain to watch from beginning to end. This serial is the first to have a Christmas episode. Upon realizing that continuing such a scary story on Christmas Day would be a bad idea, a lighter episode is made for that day where the TARDIS crew materializes in different areas and time periods and run into just hilarious situations and then celebrate Christmas at the end. And toast champagne, and then, well, William Hartnell ad-libs facing the camera and wishes the viewers a happy Christmas. The episode is nice, but when watching it as a whole with the story, it seemed to ruin the flow of the story and tension. It was funny and fun, but not really necessary for the story. Um, I was surprised at how dark the entire serial is. At moments of death, it was shocking to me, but probably scary for children. When Katerina dies, you see her lifeless body float in space for a moment. And then when Sarah dies, you see her decay and her skeletal remains just turn to dust. It is quite surprising that a children's show at that time, would risk something like that. But it does leave an impact and shows the consequences the Doctor faces. At the end of the serial, the Time Destructor device turns the surface of the planet of Kemble to dust. Caught in the effects are the Daleks and companion Sarah. The Daleks disintegrate, and for the first time, we get to see the creature that is inside. It is pretty much squid-like. That is pretty much the only description I can give. When Sarah gets affected, she ages, then decays to skeletal remains, and then turns to dust, like I mentioned above. The Doctor and Steven survive in the TARDIS, and once the Destructor wears down, they emerge to see just a giant wasteland. The Doctor humorously comments on the remains of a Dalek. However, Steven asks, what about Brett, Katerina, and Sarah? The only thing the Doctor can say is, what a waste. What a waste. They both then solemnly walk back into the TARDIS and dematerialize. Even then, the Doctor faces the consequences of his actions and deals with the pain of the loss of friends. I give this serial 4.5 stars out of 5. Only 3 episodes of this serial are on the Lost in Time DVD. Episodes 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11 and 12 are on YouTube, while episodes 2, 5, and 10 are on the DVD. On YouTube, you will find the full audio edited with telesnaps, surviving footage, off-air 8mm fan recordings, and some small bit of animation. Granted, it was a bit annoying to switch from DVD to YouTube constantly, but it was worth it to watch a fantastic serial that kept me at the edge of my seat and enjoyed watching. Well, until next time.